It's been a couple weeks since I've recorded or, done any work at all on the weekly Tuna, which seems to be weekly only in name at this point, but the updated periodically when Tsunayoshi isn't being lazy Tuna is a little lengthy and just doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. To be honest, I'm a little nervous recording right now, and I'm stuck here sitting around going, how do I blab into microphone? So I apologize if this summary is a little less than stellar. I just need to get back into the groove of things, if you know what I mean. So without further ado, Reborn Chapter 296. Amano gets things going by treating us to a delightful view of the ceiling of the bungalows rented castle as a nameless and tragically unimportant bald mafioso presents Suna with this arc's MacGuffin, the bungalow's sin. A fancy name for a creepy bottle of blood that Primo probably stalker creeped out of his gay lover so he could hang on to his gay AIDS forever. But all is not well in gay mafia land, and suddenly a piercing noise rips through the crowd, causing men who eat expensive Cuban cigars for lunch and wear cement shoes to their daily staff meetings to double over in horrified pain. No one knew that the Ninth is secretly a Justin Bieber fan and put his latest single on the To Play at Decimo's Inheritance Ceremony playlist.
And then suddenly everything blows the fuck up!
So, maybe I was jumping the gun a bit, blaming it all on the Ninth's Bieber playlist. The Ninth's guardians, the ever-ready, ever-dependable, ingenious mafia men that they are, quickly realize that an attack is coming. It may even be in the form of an explosion. Their powers of deduction are only eclipsed by their master use of defensive strategy, in which they make a circle around the thing they want to protect. You laugh? They probably spent ages mastering that fucking circle, and $5 says jolly old Grandpa Ninth caned anyone who dared make that formation even vaguely oval or amoeba-shaped. As the smoke dissipates, familiar faces appear amidst the chaos, ready to spring into action. Well, at least the Cavallone family is ready to spring into action, while Squallow takes a page out of Zanz's theorist's book and effectively says that the Varya can probably get away with just looking pretty and pretending that they're reacting to something, while everything explodes around them. The situation looks dire, but never fear, guys! Grandpa Ninth thinks of everything! The shattered bottle of gay AIDS was really just a fake. A decoy, if you will, masterfully placed to lure out the enemy without putting the actual sin at risk. Very smart thinking, Grandpa Ninth, but he must not be very good at keeping up with what kids these days are reading, because he goes on to explain that nothing can break through the vaults where the real sin is stored, not regular weapons, or dying will flames, or Godzilla, or a bazooka, or a B-52 stealth bomber, or laser beams, or even Rokudo Mukuro's penis. And anyone who's read any shonen manga at all can tell you when someone says, oh yeah, we find this shit is impenetrable, man. You flip the page and they're turning around and going, lol, JK guys? And didn't I fucking call it next fucking page? And look, something smashed through the vault, and the hole it left is way too small to be the work of Mukuro's penis. I bet that somewhere in the background some random nameless bungalow member is pushing up his taped together glasses, laughing nasally and going, hey Ninth, remember like 5 seconds ago when you said the vault couldn't be broken into? Well, it's been broken into, it's funny, right? Because talk about eating your own words. Chocolate Icing III senses something moving inside the vault and in a perfectly reasonable move of self-defense pulls out a gun. You know, a gun. One of those things that normal, reasonable mafioso are supposed to use rather than setting their heads on fire and running around in their underpants. But then we quickly learn why setting oneself on fire and running around in your underpants is a wiser decision in the reborn world, because the moment the gun comes out, it fucking explodes like everything else in this godforsaken castle. But who's inside the vault? Who could have waged such a devastating attack on the bungalow, one that could pierce through the Ninth's defenses and Chocolate Icing III's flames? Surprise! It's the Shimon family! What do you mean everyone was expecting them to be the bad guys? Enma emerges from the smoke holding the real sin and proclaiming that the Shimon family will be taking back their bottle of gay AIDS right about now. Except he might as well have been speaking in Klingon, because in the obligatory all-cast reaction panel, everyone has to stop and go, what? What do you mean? And Suzuki's breasts, ever the voice of reason, step in to explain that, guys, we mean exactly what we said. We're taking the sin. In one gut-wrenchingly painful moment, the lights go on in the perpetually black abyss of Suna's cranial cavity, and he realizes that it must have been the Shimon family who shoved that poor puppy up Yamamoto's anus. Enma's artfully blunt reply is, yeah, that was us. And we have a kitten chloroformed in the back, ready to go up Gokudo's, but he did say he wanted to be anally probed. Enma admits that the Shimon family has a long-standing grudge against the Bongla, and as he rolls his ring in the gay aids, a gigantic gauntlet explodes from it and the dying will flame ignites on his forehead. Suna, still in a state of emotional shock, can only react by summoning up his best Luke Skywalker impression and going, "That's impossible! Why?" as he spontaneously combusts. I would say I can't wait to see what happens in the next chapter, but it came out while I was lazing around recovering from Anime Expo. Speaking of Anime Expo, I wanted to say thank you again to everyone who stopped to say hi to me during the convention, especially the really good sports who did so after listening to my Shimon group going, "The Bongla suck!" or "Hey Yamamoto, how are your legs?" You guys made AX that much more awesome, and I don't think I've been hugged that many times in one place, like, ever, so thank you so much. Bossu out!